If you're planning your wedding, then this video is for you. So grab tea, grab coffee, grab juice, and also grab your fiance or fiance. Hi guys. So if you're new, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Now, this video is how I planned my dream wedding without going broke or crazy. Now, I get the temptation to do Instagram worthy weddings. That's not such a bad thing. But at what cost? Like, if you're going to go broke or you're going to go crazy trying to have that perfect wedding by spending all that money that you actually have, or you maybe don't even have, then maybe you should cut down the budgets. Now, these are like things that I did to cut down costs, to cut down budgets, and I'm going to share them with you. Now, number one is I didn't have a photo shoot, no pre-wedding photo shoots. We didn't do any of that. Well, partly because my husband or my fiance at the time, is it fiance? Please help me out in the comments. So my fiance at the time, or my partner at the time, my partner at the time wasn't in the country. But then again, there was an opportunity for us to have the pre-wedding photo shoot, but we didn't do that because we were trying to save costs, and we kind of like almost found it unnecessary, our opinion. Now, another thing I did not do was bridal shower. I didn't, well, my friends are not in the same city with me, but some of them still came, but I didn't like organize a bridal shower by myself. The bridal shower I had was actually a surprise one when I was getting ready to sleep a night to my wedding, and this was done by my cousins and my sister and two of my friends that came in late that night. So I didn't have any plans for bridal shower. I just like scrapped that totally. Then another thing that I saved money on were vendors. Now I got vendors quite all right, but I was very, very particular in not overspending. Uh, like for example, number one, my aunt who traveled down did my cake, and then her son, who is my cousin, did photography. Because I mean, when I went to price or ask about cakes in Abuja here, so I don't even live in like the main town of Abuja. I live like on the outskirts. So you think that things are not supposed to be that expensive. And then when I went to price cakes, they were telling me 250,000 to 300,000 naira on just cake. And then I priced photography or asked about photography, and I was told 600,000 to 800,000. Wow. So I'm like, let me look inward, right? I have an auntie that can bake cake. I have a cousin that is into photography, and I just use them. And then I also use vendors that had decorated or that had cooked for another person's wedding that I went to. And even my makeup artists, they were very like, see, I believe that something doesn't have to be expensive for it to be of good quality, right? You don't have to spend 100,000 naira on makeup before it's so good. Sometimes it's the ones that we even call quality because they're expensive, right? That will feel that they're quality because they're expensive, that actually now end up disappointing you. So I had to like look at people who had done, or vendors who had done, or either catered or been at events that I already attended. Now, for example, the person who cooked had cooked for a wedding was a family friend to someone from church. You can see the connection. So I got someone from the person from church to talk to the woman. Now, the person who did my makeup was someone who had done makeup for a friend's wedding. The person who did my decoration was someone who did decoration for another for someone's wedding that I had been to. So I just collected their numbers, and now another thing about vendors is that don't be ashamed to, even not even vendors alone, like pricing stuff in the market, souvenirs, the material for the clothes you're going to wear as the bride, even as the groom. Don't be ashamed to price it. Don't be ashamed to say, oh, because it's my wedding. Fine, it's good. Like I mentioned, not everything that's expensive is of good quality. Like some people will tell me that, like when I go to buy, let me give an example. When I went to buy materials for my gown, for my wedding gown, for my dinner gown, and then for my traditional gown, the man that sold it to me is an Igbo man. And he was like, Auntie, you don't even want to spend. I said, yes, yes, I don't want to spend. So I should spend all this money finish now, and then after do inside the marriage, you be like, you don't even know me from anywhere. If I start drinking Gary inside the marriage, do you know? So you want me to drink Gary inside my marriage, and so I should spend all my money. I should spend everything and give you people. It's not possible now. Hmm? So I was not even ashamed. Even the lady that did my nails, I did my nails and my hand my fingernails and my toenails. I did them for 7,000 naira. In fact, I didn't even tell her at the beginning that it was for a wedding. It was after, like, she just randomly asked me after we had agreed on the price. And she said, is it for a wedding? And I was like, yes. And she's like, no, 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 no. I can't do it that amount. No, 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 no. I can't. I said, Auntie, I will go to another place. So because it's my wedding, I must finish all the money that I have. Eh? I said, I will go to another place. Another place, they will do it for me at this amount. Because I told you that it's wedding, so you want to increase the price. I don't even know why Nigerians are like this. Oh. I told her, I said, if you're not doing, another person will do. I will leave your shop, go somewhere else, and go and do it for that same price. I mean, even because these nails, I mean, people will find it's good for, I mean, the ring and pictures and all of that. But why now? So something else that we did was my mom. So luckily, my mom knows how to sew. She has been sewing clothes for me and my sister for years. So fine, I told my mom that she was the one that was going to do my sew my wedding gown. And ladies and gentlemen, it was beautiful. So she sewed my wedding gown, she sewed my traditional wedding dress, and she sewed my dinner dress. So they were beautiful. Like we sat down together, we did it together, the styles, and I was there to, like, if I'd grown, like, if I'd gained some weight, even though that's like close to impossible if you see me in real life. But yeah, if I had gained some weight, she knows how to adjust. Like, we were in the same house together, so it was quite easy. And that's like something that we saved money on because, ladies and gentlemen, do you know how much people rent gowns especially in this Abuja? Like, my mom was just doing a brief or a survey of where to rent gowns and maybe even to buy. And in this Abuja, in not so expensive places, renting wedding gown was 500,000 naira. 500,000. So because at some point, yeah, the reason why she even did that survey was because she had started to, like, be stressed. So she was like, it's like you go and rent wedding gown or you go and buy. When she went to price how much the wedding gown is to even rent, the price sent her away. She sat down and did my gowns. So that's by the way. And then my bouquet was, like, I didn't buy like the most expensive bouquet. Like, bouquet started from, or like bouquet or real wedding bouquet started from 8,000 naira upward. What I did was to buy a very beautiful artificial flower. I think it cost like 4,000 or 5,000. So there was like a 4,000 or 3,000 naira difference. So I just got like a very beautiful flower and I redecorated it myself. And it was beautiful. So that's like those things that I didn't do. Those are things that I didn't do. Now, what I did, number one, was to DIY almost everything. I DIY means do it yourself, in case you don't know. So I DIYed almost everything. Ladies, if you know like that fan, that's especially if you're in Nigeria, that fan that we like when we go for weddings, that's fancy fan that has feathers. I did it myself. I had to sit down like maybe like 2 weeks to my wedding. I did that myself. I had to learn how to do it. And it was like, I'm not, this one is not even that I'm making mouths, but it was more beautiful. Like I bought the feathers, I bought glue, I bought the skeleton of the fan. I bought that. I sat down. I put so much intention into doing that fan because it was my fan. It was my, my thing. So that was something I DIY'd. Then we gave people this what's it called? We gave them like a carrier bag, leather carrier bag. Now, that leather carrier bag was something we did ourselves too. We went to the markets, bought that's me and my mom. We bought leather material, then we sat down, thought about it. How do we make this thing into the size that we want, into the shape that we want? So two heads are better than one. So I would do the cutting, I would cut the material, I would cut the leather, and she would do the sewing. That was also something that I, had to DIY. And then the dresses were things that we had to do ourselves, like I mentioned. Even my sister's dress, my mom's dress, my mom sewed them too. And then what else did we do? I think that's basically it. Like things that you don't necessarily have to give um contract out. We had to do ourselves. And then another thing I did was to go to the market. Me and my mom, such a strong support system. We went to the market together. We went to meet the caterer, and then she gave us like a list. We told her what we wanted to, serve to people. So she gave us a list of food list or food ingredients to buy. And we went to the markets and went to buy them ourselves. Like we did that ourselves. Because obviously, if you're sending the person to the market, the caterer to the market, the money will increase small. So we just cut costs by, by going to the market ourselves. Um, Secondly, what I did was to prioritize what really mattered. And brethren, I tell you that what really matters is close friends, family, and an unforgettable experience. Creating unforgettable memories. See, these people will not remember they won't even remember what the wedding looks like. They won't even remember what the wedding was like. They won't remember all these things. So stop trying to impress people that don't even care. What really matters is you, your husband or wife, your future husband or wife, your close friends. And I mean close friends, like those friends that have been with you through thick and thin. Those kind of friends is what I'm talking about. Your family. Say it's not all families that are actually family, if you get what I'm saying. Like family that have also like, that how do I use this English? Family that are family. Uh-huh. So those are the people that actually matter. And people that have just, been with you through thick and thin, maybe your neighbors, you know, then great food, people should come and then there's something to eat, there's something to serve them. And I mean this family and these friends, and you and your partner. Those are the people that I'm talking about as by great food. I'm not saying you should not feed other people, but if you get what I'm saying. Now, the third thing is we had to lean on our community. We had to, you know, what's the best way to describe it? When I say lean, like rests on your community. And community, I mean your family, those close friends, your partner too, and yeah. So people that just matter, just lean on people. All right. Fine, it's not everything that you can do yourself, but you have to trust that someone who you are giving the responsibility to can do it. So you have to trust the person that you're giving that responsibility to. So, for example, what I'm saying is that my aunt, I mentioned my aunt that did my cake. That's leaning on your community. My cousin who did the photography, that's leaning on your community. My mom who made my dresses, that's leaning on your community. And then my sister and my cousins who, my female cousins who were right behind me, and two of my other friends who were right behind me as the Ashwebi girls. That's leaning on your community. My brother who handled drinks, that is leaning on your community. My mom, during the event itself, my mom, my auntie, my cousins, and my friends made sure that people ate. That's leaning on your community. So you have to learn how to also do that. All right. Then, lastly, what we did was to pray over our plans. Like, that's of all things, that's the most important. Pray over your plans. That's like the highest of the highest thing that you can do. That you can do, right? Pray over those plans that you've put together. Like my husband and I had a whole spreadsheet, that I created the spreadsheet and I shared it with him. And every Sunday night, we would pray over our plans. We would pray over our wedding. We would pray over our marriage. We would pray over everything. We basically just committed everything to God. Because it's one thing to make these plans, and then it's another thing for it to come to pass and for it to be actually successful. And there's no way that that can happen unless you trust God, unless you pray over them. So one thing I forget, one thing I've almost forgotten rather is cutting costs. In respect to cutting costs, was that we had to use the same venue to do everything. So we didn't go to church. That was one thing. Number two, we didn't have the usual Nigerian reception that you usually see online, or like we've been to Nigerian weddings, oh and bear, yeah. We had just had, the way Western people do their things now. So we just had the traditional in that venue, and I think like an hour, we gave like an hour or two after, and then we went to the main hall, the main part of the hall, like the bigger part of the hall where the decorator had set things for the white wedding. And then later in the evening, we had the dinner around 6 p.m. We had the dinner. Now, that dinner was for just close friends and family. Like close friend. There was no mugbomuya, I heard and I came. Or there was nothing like that. It was just close. I think we're like 50. I think we were 50 at the place. So that was another thing that we did to just cut cost. One venue, all three events, just at different times. So that brings me to the end of my video. And so to anyone that is planning a wedding, you don't have to go into depth for aesthetics. Like, you don't have to, because I have to remind people that were trying to tempt me to spend, that I'm preparing for marriage. I'm not preparing for wedding, right? I'm preparing for marriage, not preparing for wedding. Another thing is that don't let comparison steal your joy. It can be tempting to, this person had this kind of wedding, that person had this kind of wedding, one celebrity online had that kind of wedding. It's not bad, but don't compare yourself so much that you're not even happy. Like for me, I can boldly say anytime, any day, that I had a good time at my wedding and I ate. Like if you go to Nigerian weddings, I made sure that I ate. My husband ate. So, and we wanted it that way. So, third thing is prioritize yourself. Prioritize your partner over uh prioritize your partner, prioritize yourself over presentation. Okay? Don't try to please people and make it and you want it to be perfect. No, it's about you. It's about what you want, not about what it's going to look like or what people will say or how it's going to look. Mm-mm. Prioritize yourself, prioritize what you want, prioritize what your partner wants over presentation. And lastly, pray for wisdom, not perfection. That's the most important thing. Pray for wisdom, pray for guidance, pray for a successful wedding day, pray against rain. Okay, you can't pray against rain, but yeah, like just pray for wisdom to handle, difficult people, people that just try to steal your joy, that try to do things, that trying to tempt you to, just be to just be unhappy, so pray for wisdom and don't pray for perfection. All right, so that brings me to the end of this video, and I'll see you in my next video where I would interview my husband, and he's going to talk about how he met me. No, not how he met me, what his view about marriage was. Basically, I don't want to spill all the tea, so you'd stay tuned for that video. All right, bye.